Good evening and welcome to my channel Centuries Untold. My name is Wahid Qureshi, and ladies and gentlemen, today is another special video that I felt that I need to make on the recent events that took place in the last week in Indo-Pak subcontinent, and also what is the current situation right now and how it's going to unfold in the coming weeks and days and months. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, what happened, on the Indian side of Indian occupied Kashmir, basically IOK, and how all those things started to unfold on April 22nd. Okay, now I'm going to go over quickly the background, which most of you already know, but I'm going to give a different perspective. Okay, and then how India responded. When I say how India responded, I mean how Indian government has responded, and also the Indian media, which is also known as the Godi media, has responded. Okay, have they acted professionally? Have they spoken the truth? Okay, so I'm going to talk quickly about that. And then the third thing, quickly, Pakistan's response. Okay, how Pakistan conducted itself during this crisis. Did they show maturity? Did they also, said things, behaved in a way that was not appropriate? Was their response was slow, quick, or those kind of things. And the fourth thing is the ceasefire that took place just yesterday, and the supposed to be upcoming conference, I think on May 12th, somewhere in Western Asia. That means either UAE, Saudi Arabia, or Qatar, one of those Western Asian countries. Okay, so those are the quickly how should Pakistan present itself in that conference? What should they be discussing it? What should be on the table? Okay, so I'm not going to take a lot of time on so let's start. Okay, so background, like I said before, most people have heard what happened on April 22nd. In one of my other previous video that most of you may have already watched, I did mention that as a human being, I do condemn what happened to those innocent people in Indian side of Kashmir, right? So I did say that in my previous video, and I'm pretty sure that if you talk to any Pakistani or Indian, for that matter, they will all condemn that. Those innocent lives were lost, right? That should not have been the case. But having said that, so how did India respond, right? So the moment that those innocent people were killed on April 22nd, as if history is any lesson to us, India started to accuse Pakistan within a minute. Indian media was all screaming, right? Pakistan did, Pakistan did, Pakistan did, Pakistan did. Without giving any proof, without giving any evidence, anything. Okay? They simply assumed the public, the Indian public, the Godi media, and Indian government automatically assumed that this was the work of Pakistan or Pakistan supported organizations. They just assumed it, right? And based on that assumption, they started to behave. Everything that was coming out from those two entities, the media and the government, Pakistan has done it. So, but on the other hand, the response from Pakistan was, look, hold on, wait. Who told you that we did it? Do you have any evidence? And on top of that, do we have any benefit of it? What benefit Pakistan will get of killing those innocent people? Okay? So Pakistan's position was this: we did not do it. It was a false flag. most likely either done by the Indian government themselves, as they have done in the past, or it was probably some indigenous Kashmiri groups local. Okay? So to blame that to directly squarely on Pakistan, I don't think there was a rational reaction. But that shows to me that the Indian government has other motivations to accuse Pakistan, which I will go in a second. Okay, so we all know this background. One side bluntly accusing Pakistan within the 5 minutes of this incident. Pakistan, on the other hand, kept saying all along, we did not do it. We have not done it. So don't accuse us of this thing that you cannot even prove. Okay? The world need proof. And Pakistan also offered to join an investigation. Okay, let's investigate this thing. If you think we have part in it, or if you believe some Pakistani nationals have pardoned, let's investigate that, right? That's a rational thing someone will think. But India refused that we don't want to investigate. Again, their motives would have been different. Okay? So let's move forward. Immediately, the days followed by those April 22nd incident, India, obviously the media, particularly the media, the way they have behaved, the way they have, portrayed their country's case to the world is horrible. Horrible. Okay? They not only destroyed in the last week or two the credibility of their reporting, the professionalism of their reporting, but they also destroyed Indian government's narrative by doing this. If you watch Indian media that time, you will feel like that Indian media is running a parallel government with Indian government. And Indian media has some 500 years old score to settle. Okay? They were getting instructions from Indian government, I don't know. But the way they have behaved, the way they have screamed, the way they have basically cursed Pakistan, the way they have openly shouted, and basically asking their government to go invade Pakistan, like Pakistan is like a piece of cake. Right? Some of their reporters, analysts, so-called analysts, toxic analysts, were literally degrading not only Pakistan country itself, but the Pakistani nation itself, and also the leadership of Pakistan, both civilian and military. I don't need to name those people, but some of you guys know what I'm talking about. One of the guy was literally, saying, I'm going to slap this guy, your general, I'm going to drag him. And come on. Is that what you call the journalism, the media? Is that what you guys want to do? You really want to mess with Pakistan? Is that my question is. So the Indian media has behaved, they got the grade F. They got 0 score in their reporting. Their only objective was to degrade Pakistan, humiliate Pakistan, spread a poisonous propaganda, complete poisonous propaganda against the country of Pakistan, with no truth, with no basis, with no facts, nothing. Okay? But people are not fooled. This is the social media, time. People are not fooled. People know the facts. People will find the fact eventually, what happened. And they did. So slowly, even the Indian public is coming out now, and they're actually saying, their own media, that you people lie to us big time. And I will give you a quick example. The Indian media went so far, saying that Indian army has occupied Islamabad, Indian army took control of the port city of Karachi. They have almost took Lahore. Can you believe that? Really, that's nonsense of this. I don't know what goal they were trying to achieve, but shame on Indian media. Okay? Shame on you. Okay? Even some sane media voices, there's some people that I think were a little bit more on the rational side. Okay? But even they may not be cursing Pakistan, but they fail to realize the reality. They are living in some kind of la la land. They don't see the reality, and they don't want to see the reality, right? So that's the medium. Okay, in my previous video I have already talked about that in a little bit more detail. So Indian government created this hysteria of warmongering, right? Let's attack Pakistan. Let's take care of Pakistan. So much so, some of you have already probably watched. Some of you have seen it. Some of those reporters actually went to Kashmir, the Srinagar, the capital, and they're walking around with their mic and they're forcing those Kashmiri people to speak against Pakistan. Literally, they're telling him, "Oh, I was watching one of the clip where they say, oh, but Pakistan has done this. So what should we do with Pakistan? How should we punish Pakistan? How should we wipe Pakistan off the map of the world?" And I really appreciate the Kashmiri people's resolve to say that we are not going to accuse Pakistan, and none of them did actually. The public, the general Kashmiri public. Okay. Now, one thing I do want to mention, say that when India says that it is Pakistan who did this, Pakistan has done this. They accused Pakistan in the past, 2019, 16, I believe, where they lied to their public that they attacked Pakistan Balakot airstrike, which obviously never took place. Even if it took place, the whole world knows what happened. We shot down their planes, we captured their pilot, and that was the end of the story. Okay. Now, this time, right? So they now were basically literally getting ready to respond to Pakistan. Now, what I was going to say was like, when they say this, oh, Pakistan did this, Pakistan is behind this, Pakistan is this, and we're going to respond. Now, Pakistan is creating trouble in the Indian occupied side of Kashmir. So you know what this means really. This means to the world, basically, and they, which is basically they're trying to make a fool of the people. It's like this, the local people in Kashmir have no issue. The Kashmir area, the people, the structure, infrastructure, they have no issue, no problem. Right? It's only Pakistan who comes and create trouble for India and for Indian army, right? So the indigenous, the Kashmiri people has no issue with India. That's bluff. That's not true. Everybody knows that's not true. There is a legitimate, genuine Kashmir issue that Indian government, Indian public, Indian media wants to hide from the rest of the world. Okay? So when you say that, oh, it's Pakistan did it, Pakistan sponsored groups, blah, 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 right? And they come into Kashmir and they do. Basically, they're trying to hide this thing, that local public has no issue with India. They do have a huge issue with India. They do not think they're part of India. Okay? That's why we use this term, Indian occupied Kashmir, IOK. Okay? It doesn't matter what India says about the Pakistan side of Kashmir. It doesn't matter. Okay, so moving forward quickly. So India started to respond, okay? So, and then we all know what happened. India basically launched like missiles. They sent few missiles in the Pakistani side of Kashmir. This time, however, they also fired few missiles in Punjab. Yes, the Punjab, the heartland of Pakistan, the main land of Pakistan, Bahawalpur, Muridke, and I think there's another city, I forgot the name. And they basically destroyed a couple of mosques, which they told their public that, oh, this is where some of those groups were hiding. Nonsense. Okay? And 27 innocent Pakistanis died, including some women and children. Okay? So remember this, they killed 27 innocent people. Okay? So what did Pakistan do basically after that, right after that? Nothing. Pakistan did not do anything. Well, you would hear the rhetoric coming from the civilian government in Islamabad and the military that we will respond of the time and location of our choice, our choosing, right? This is what the Pakistan military was pretty much saying after those attacks. But Pakistan did not respond right away, okay? And then India got a little bit more bold. I think they thought, oh, Pakistan didn't respond. So that means we can do more, right? And that's where the Indian media got a little bit more ridiculous, saying, "Oh, okay, Pakistan didn't respond. Pakistan is weak. Pakistan has no power. So let's do all those things." So they started to send drones inside the main Pakistan, which Pakistan let them come, okay, and by design, strategy-wise, they let them flew at a lower altitude, and then they shot them down. Right? Nothing happened. No damage was done. I think they were spying anyway. Because of those drones, Pakistan did not, respond as per their own strategy. Remember, this is not the weakness of the Pakistan. They were doing this by design. Okay, India got a one step up, went to the next level, next step. So they fired few more missiles inside Pakistan, mainland Pakistan. One landed Rawalpindi air base, close to air base, nothing happened. And one another landed somewhere else. So when that thing happened, so that was way, beyond an imagination. So Pakistan government eventually responded. So they already given army the free hand to do what they want to do, right? So the army responded. I think 2 or 3 days ago, right? 3 days ago, I think. Now, ladies and gentlemen, regardless of what you have heard from ever lying, ever shameful Indian media or Indian government for that matter, the fact of the matter is, when Pakistan responded, it was, I'm trying to find the right word. It was overwhelming response from Pakistan. Very coordinated response, very professional response, very gallant response from Pakistan, both from Pakistan Air Force and Pakistani missiles, the medium range missile Al-Fateh, right? They, as I would like to put this statement from one of the CNN reporter in Islamabad. He said that, I'm going to quote it, okay? He said that Pakistan unleashed the barrage of a rain of missiles on India that morning, around 5:30 in the morning, okay? Unquote. And he's right. Pakistan literally unleashed hell on India that day in the morning and told India what Pakistan's capabilities are. Just because Pakistan did not respond after they sent the missiles in Punjab, that does not mean that Pakistan could not do it. Okay? So that was Pakistan's response, which literally shattered India and brought it to its knees, basically. Multiple of their air bases were completely destroyed within a second, within minutes. They could not do anything. One of their most expensive S-400 system was not able to do anything. They were not able to stop Pakistani missiles. Nothing. That itself was destroyed. So Pakistan showed India what it could do. So don't provoke Pakistan, right? That was the message. We restrained. But there's a limit. Okay? And if you do it again, there will be double response. This time, your infrastructure and other things will be on target. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you this. Pakistan, I believe Pakistan's response was very thorough, devastated, planned, and beautifully carried out by Air Force pilots. Remember, at this moment, at this point in 2025, Pakistani Air Force has upper hand on Indian Air Force. Okay, like it or not, that's a fact. All international media is saying that. If so, you don't want to believe Pakistani media, that's fine. Go and read an unbiased international reports. Okay, you can deny every single thing that Pakistan has damage done to you. You can deny it. Doesn't matter to Pakistan. Pakistan knows what it has done to you. Okay? And international world also knows what you have done. The stories are coming out now. You cannot hide it. Okay? So once the Pakistan's response was devastated, the Indian government, as a matter of fact, called and run toward United States, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and asked them that we are ready for ceasefire. So ask Pakistan to ceasefire. That's how it happened, not other way around. What the shameless Indian media is telling its people again, they're lying again, that it was Pakistan who went to and begged for the ceasefire. No, obviously not. Again, read the international media, okay? It was the Indian government who sought the ceasefire, not Pakistan, okay? There are eyewitness people who know for a fact what happened, how Indian government called those countries and asked for the ceasefire, because they knew Pakistan now not only has devastated response on them, but they are going to do a second round, which could have hit the capital, New Delhi. Okay, no, that was not an issue. So that's how the ceasefire took place. President Trump intervened and they told restrain both sides, which is fine, and now we have ceasefire. So that's Pakistan's response. But again, the Indian government and Indian media again doing a great damage, great disservice to their own people by lying to them, by basically deceiving them with the facts, from the facts. They're not telling them the truth. And the poor, simple Indians are happy. They think that they have basically damaged Pakistan. No, it's other way around. Open your eyes. Hear what people are saying outside you. Okay? So don't live in this like a fool's paradise. Okay? There's no way you can damage Pakistan. You can throw some missiles, yes, but Pakistan can throw 3 times more. So what are you going to do? Okay? So that's what the whole story is. Okay? So I will tell my Indian friends, please open your eyes. Okay? Look at the fact. Try to understand the facts. Try to understand the situation. Okay? Instead of just have this hate against Pakistan. That would not do anything. I will say the same thing to Pakistani sides too. Okay, now ceasefire is in place, is holding for last 20 to about 36 hours now. Okay, so ceasefire is holding, but India is accusing again Pakistan, or the Pakistan has violated the ceasefire, which is not true. Either it was some misunderstanding on both sides. There was maybe some checkposts where they're still exchanging fire. Maybe they didn't know that, so that's possible. Pakistan has no interest in, violating the ceasefire. They want ceasefire, that's fine. As a peace-loving country, peace-loving nation, they do want a peace. Okay? But that is not a weakness. So I would ask everybody to please understand this thing, okay? The situation, the severity of the situation. Now, I also want to talk about a little bit, one more thing. And that is, I watched some programs on some YouTube channels, some English speaking channels. Basically, the impression I got from listening to those guys, even though they were talking objectively, right? But they also miss a point, okay? And I'm going to make it very clear for anyone who has some doubts in their mind. They're not clear, okay? So I'm going to make it very clear. And also because I watched some programs, and so so people think, some of these talk show people, I'm not talking about Indian people, I'm not talking about Pakistani side, I'm talking about some European journalists, some, Western, so-called Western journalists, US, American based. They talk about, like, one of the things that came, one of the discussions I heard this recently, they're saying, well, the host asked this question to his guests. He said that, is it India's interest to severely damage Pakistan, or basically break up Pakistan, or things like that? And the other guy was basically saying, the guest was saying, well, it's not long-term interest for India to have a destabilize Pakistan, or make Pakistan a stateless country, or we break into 3-4 pieces, blah blah blah. Really? Do you guys? I'm telling you this clear, okay? So those guys? I think they also got this wrong. They assume that India just can come and see what they can do to Pakistan like this, right? And then they decide to break it up. Or India have overwhelming power. They can damage Pakistan to the point where it is basically crippled. Or they can simply support some of those organizations inside Pakistan, which, by the way, they're already doing it, right? And, basically finish Pakistan off. So that's what I heard from these guys, from this one of the question the host asked and the two guests who responded. And those are 3 Western anchors, right? That's not what it is, guys. Come on. India cannot just come and basically unassemble Pakistan like this, okay? Make Pakistan into 3-4 parts, or destabilize Pakistan whole as a country, as a nation, okay? Or use overwhelming force to basically make Pakistan totally like nothing, right, in this region. Guys, India cannot do this. Understand this point. When you ask this kind of questions, don't imply that it's up to India to decide, okay, do I want to destabilize Pakistan? Oh, okay, hold on, no. Do I want to break Pakistan into 3 pieces? Oh, no. Do I want to, damage Pakistan? It's not up to India. India can try, guys, okay, understand this thing. Pakistan, when you say that, you basically saying, oh, Pakistan cannot do nothing. Pakistan just standing like this, and India is coming and is going to do all this. But India is not going to do this. No, even India wants to try, go ahead and try that. India cannot do that. So you guys, to say that, that means you do not know the situation. You still do not get it, basically. I'm talking about some of those, my Western anchors, journalists who think India should not do. They say that India should not do this, but when they say that India should not do this, that means they're implying that India has a capability to do that, but they decide not to do it. That's not the case. Absolutely not the case. India does not have the capability to do that. To break Pakistan, destabilize Pakistan, make it ineffective state. I don't think so. I do not think so. Just look what happened 3 days ago. Pakistan just unleashed a little bit response. What happened? India was on its knees. Okay? So to say that, to imply that it's up to India to decide that, no, it's not up to India to decide that. India cannot simply do that. It does not have power to do that. Pakistan is not Bangladesh. Pakistan is not Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Afghanistan. Okay? It is a power to reckon with, okay? And Pakistan has shown that. So I don't know what you guys don't understand. Okay? So I would say go and do your research on this thing. India just simply cannot destabilize, break Pakistan like this. Absolutely not. Don't look at 1971 example, okay? That was a very, very, very different scenario. Okay? So that's one thing. Now the last thing. I heard there is a peace treaty coming, not peace treaty, some kind of conference sponsored by President Trump is coming in few days in somewhere in Western Asia, like maybe Dubai, Saudi Arabia maybe, or Qatar, I don't know. But in one of those countries is going to be, right? Both from Pakistani side and the Indian side is going to come and talk about, right? Now, my suggestion would be to both sides actually go there with open mind. Okay? Put your ego on the side for the sake of people. Okay? Both sides. But if you cannot do that, now I'm talking about specifically to India. If India cannot put its ego on the side, then what Pakistan needs to do? This is what Pakistan needs to do. Okay? Number one, the Kashmir issue would be on the top of the list of the agenda to discuss. Okay? Number two, the Sindh Water Treaty number two. Okay? Number three, the Indian sponsored terrorism inside Pakistan. That need to stop. India need to stop sponsoring the act of terrorism inside Pakistan. Okay? Those three things are the top agenda, should be on the top of the list on the agenda. Okay? Kashmir issue, what need to be done? Sindh Water Treaty, okay? And Indian sponsored planning, sponsored terrorism inside Pakistan, either directly from India coming or from Afghanistan, both, okay? They need to stop that. So those three things should be on the top of the agenda, and there is also a fourth one. Make it very clear that the rules of the game has changed. Okay? If India try to do this kind of venture again, start sending missiles Pakistan like this, there will be no second thought on the Pakistan side. Their response will be threefold. Okay? So make those agenda make those agenda for discussion on that conference. And if Indian government does not want to bring Kashmir on the agenda, this meeting is off. There's no need to meet. Okay? We go back and we will evaluate what we need to do, what Pakistan needs to do. Okay? This is the time to show resolve, dedication. Okay? What Pakistan has gained in the war just recently should be be used on the table on the conference. If Indian government and media keeps talking about this nonsense, that Kashmir, there's no issue, this Kashmir is part of India, then I don't think Pakistan need to sit on this conference. They need to just withdraw and come back home and evaluate the situation. Okay? I mean, President Trump said he wants to mediate the Kashmir issue. That's fine. We need a resolution to this thing. And the resolution only will come if India comes to its senses. Okay? And stop using this rhetoric. Okay? Let me say this very loud and clear. Kashmir is not part of India. The people do not want to be part of India. And they have said it many, many, many times. Okay? The brutality of Indian army in Kashmir is very obvious. The people know that. Okay? So that would be my suggestion. Okay? So I hope this video will give you some clear background on the situation that what happened, how it happened, Pakistan's stance, where India miscalculated some lot of things, okay, and how ceasefire is going to hold, and the upcoming conference between a South Asian country, India, and a Southwestern country, Pakistan. Okay, remember my old video, Pakistan is not part of South Asia. Okay, both Pakistan and Afghanistan are part of Southwest Asia. India is South Asian country. Okay, keep that terminology distinction handy. So I hope my audience would understand my video, what my message is. It's very clear message. It's the message of peace for the sake of both people. Put aside your egos and help resolve this issue. This fanatic agenda by BJP, Hindu fanatic agenda, will not work. It is going to destroy your own country eventually. Okay? Thank you very much and good night.